Kevin Hunter and Amy Nelson here on the Business Forum Show. Our guest is Margaret Lulic from Margaret Lulic. That's your organization. I got to say that again, Margaret Lulic. That's kind of a tongue twister. So start us off by telling our listening audience what you specifically do.
Mainly, I like people to have an opportunity to discover a new aha. Mm-hmm. I love it when that people's eyes open wide, or there's some kind of physical reaction. They've hit something new inside themselves mm-hmm. that they hadn't seen before. That's what turns me on. Mm-hmm. And I'm called a consulting philosopher. My clients kind of made up that title. I didn't. I can't take credit for it. I work for both organizations, all types, businesses, nonprofits, schools, churches. I like family-owned businesses a lot. And with them, we're frequently doing anything from strategic planning to other business decisions, but we infuse it with values, philosophy about how to be a socially responsible business and achieve their business goals. On the individual side, I do a lot of life transition coaching. Mm-hmm. Whether it's someone who's reached a point in life and they're going, I want to do something more meaningful or something different, or something where I can have more work-family balance, or I've got an inspiration and I need help figuring out where to start and where to go with it. I'd say the last 5 years I have more people who are showing up with issues about life after 50. Mm-hmm. And with those people, I help them see the forest instead of just the trees. I think culturally we're kind of programmed that, okay, I'm supposed to answer questions about money, my will, and what my dreams are. Well, there's a lot more to daily living than that. So I try to help them look at the whole forest, because that changes the answers to the trees questions.
Go ahead, Amy.
So it sounds like you're doing a lot more coaching with people than consulting per se. So sometimes we think about consulting as, you're going to ask me a bunch of questions and then give me a plan of what I need to do. So do you kind of do that, or do you more really coach with people?
With the companies, it's more consulting.
Okay.
Although even when I'm consulting with them, I'm still helping them come to a deeper, newer, richer aha kind of experience. Because if you try to hand somebody a solution, whether it's an individual or organization, oh yeah, that's great idea. Well, then it sits on the shelf because it didn't come out of them. Mm-hmm. So yes, I give them ideas, insights, but mainly I try to help them find that deeper wisdom that sometimes we're running so fast we can't find ourselves. On the coaching side, it definitely is more of a one-on-one or a couple, in the case of retirement, for example, more coaching with some consulting.
Okay.
So it's kind of the balance shifts between the two, but I'm still giving them everything I've got, which is both.
Sure. You said you loved family-owned businesses. Why do you love family-owned businesses?
Because they tend to be more likely to want to think about the forest, because if it's their business, they take it more personally. And they've got kids, sometimes multi-generations involved in the business. They want to pass it on. They care about their reputation. They care about their community. So I love the added complexity. I mean, it's hard enough to be profitable and survive as a business if that is your only goal. When you add the complexity of wanting to take care of your own future generations as well as your community, as well as maybe the future of your community, I love that added complexity because it takes you new places.
There's something interesting that I think Amy would even share with you, that recently she's had an aha moment, and I actually had one just before she did. And that is, after I had a chance to visit with her on the Business Forum Show, I recognized right away that we really connected, and where she was going, and just her business background, but even more importantly to me really was her energy and her passion for business. It was an aha moment for me, and I shared that with her. She's now on the Business Forum Show. So explain to her your aha moment, Amy.
My aha moment
I'm putting you on the spot.
well, I'm trying to think of which one because I've had so many in the last few weeks. But, it's really about, I have a home health care business, my normal job, I call it, and very successful, very happy, but I always am kind of looking for that next thing. And so when I did this show with Kevin, doing the interview just like you, not having any idea of what I was getting myself into, all of a sudden I signed up to do this regularly. So it's just about having fun and making sure that you can give back to people and really enjoying every moment of your life and living it to your fullest. And I think that's sometimes we get in this rut of doing the same thing every day. And so we're trying new things in life. And so I think is that what you're talking about?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I passed this morning.
Well, and just, look how she lit up talking about that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We can run the life as a mad race where it's Friday and I'm still trying to finish my list from Wednesday, or we can live life to the fullest where we stop and notice. Some people just don't have time to even stop and notice that they've got a great idea or that they're feeling empty.
Right.
Well, Amy's done a lot with her life already, but I'm really excited to see what she does with the next 10 years, 20 years of it, because it should be pretty exciting. One of the things that a point I wanted to make, and going back to something that you said earlier, that there's a lot of people that after age 50, their question is, maybe they're losing sight of their passion a little bit. Maybe they've lost sight of some of those dreams that they have. But one thing that I have noticed, because we visit with business people really from all ages, and it seems to happen more with women than with men, and part of the reason is that I think as people get older in life, you've been living a number of years having people tell you what you can't and can do, and after a while you tend to start to listen to that and you start to believe it. And I think women more specifically than men sometimes will be easier convinced that you can't do things. You need to be at home, or you need to be a mom, or you need to this, or you need to that, and I don't mean to use the word bullied, but sometimes women can be easier bullied and their dreams stolen away from them easier sometimes than men. And for me, it's a really unfortunate thing, because I get a chance to meet some amazing women, and sometimes they're later in life, and when we actually do dig into their passion and what they really love, and you start to see that light start to shine again in them, and you're going, how long has it been since that glow has been there? And that's a really fun and exciting thing for me to visit about and see come back to life in somebody.
Yes, and for many women, I think we've been doing it our whole lives. I know a lot of people like me. My husband kids that I've been trying to increase the national average of career changes by myself, and that he's been trying to keep it stable. He hasn't changed since we met in college, and I'm on, 7th career or something like that. So there are plenty of us who have not allowed that to happen, but we have had to fight it. And for other people, I think somewhere in that 50, 55, 60 range, when they start thinking about retirement, it does feel freeing. It's like the kids are raised, I've done my job, I don't have to always be taking care of everybody else. What is it that I want? What gift or maybe something I've been dreaming of since I was 8 years old comes back out. And I love to encourage people to do that, male or female.
Sure. Because
some males have had that same experience of having to feel like the breadwinner and not be able to go. I remember one senior executive vice president of a large corporation I was coaching, and on the surface it seemed like he had everything. The big house, wife, child, so on and so forth. But he wasn't feeling particularly fulfilled either.
There was something I wanted to tie into the point you made earlier. And that's with regard to business people that you've observed that maybe have lost a little bit of touch with that passion, or even when you're talking earlier about the aha moments, because to me those are really the exciting places in life, and so if I can fast forward to them, I want to have as many ahas as I possibly can. So what advice would you have for somebody, and we have about a minute left here, to encourage the aha moments in their life?
Well, I've just released the free ebook.
Okay.
It's free. You just go to my website and you can download it and print it out yourself. And it's called Living Your Fullest Life After 50. And the important part relative to your question is the subtitle is Powerful Questions and Intimate Conversations. In philosophy, asking the right question is more important than getting the right answer.
Sure.
Because the question takes you down a path or it doesn't take you down a path.
We're visiting with Margaret Lulic. She's from Margaret Lulic is her company name. You can find her on the web, mlulic.com. That's MLULIC.com. The number is 612-920-0637. Again, 612-920-0637. Kevin Hunter with Amy Nelson here on the Business Forum Show. Thanks for listening.